Marvels is a good movie. I think you guys are just mean. Everywhere I keep looking about the Marvels, they always talk about one thing. They never talk about the movie itself. They talk about one thing, and it's always the the box office numbers. They always gotta say something like, "Oh yeah, it's the worst Disney, Marvel money-making movie. Like it lost so much money. It did worse than this movie. Did worse than that movie. Like so what? Is it a good movie? Should I watch it? Is it worth watching on Disney Plus that I spend $15 a month now on? Was it worth going to the theaters to watch?" The answer is yes to both of those questions. I personally watched it on a $5 Tuesday just because I didn't like the character of Captain Marvel. Not Brie Larson. I think she's a fine person. I just didn't like her character of Captain Marvel. The same goes for Scarlet Witch. Just a little side rant on Scarlet Witch. Okay, I read the House of M comic fresh off the hype of the Ant-Man movie, the first one. So I was in love with Ant-Man. I loved Ant-Man. I watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers, so I knew who Ant-Man was. I knew Scott Lang, Hank Pym. I knew Hank Pym was Yellow Jacket. I knew Scott Lang was a thief who stole the suit. And I was fresh off the hype, and I loved Ant-Man. And after reading House of M, where Scarlet Witch kills Scott Lang, I was done with Scarlet Witch. I didn't like Scarlet Witch at all. Not in the Avengers movies, not in the comics, nowhere. I did not like her. And I'm glad she wasn't in any of the TV shows of the Avengers as well. Now back to Captain Marvel. I had kind of the same reasons for her, except for her personality changed once she switched from Miss Marvel, shout out to Earth's Mightiest Heroes, to Captain Marvel. Because when she was Miss Marvel, she had charisma. She was funny. She was entertaining. She was likable. Okay, she was a waifu. I ain't gonna lie, she was a waifu. She was a full package, bro. Full package. She had the suit. She had the brains. She had the looks. She had everything. That was Miss Marvel. But then they changed her to Captain Marvel. She's arrogant, overconfident. It's kind of the same thing. She's mean, ruggish, and she says what she means, but without that charisma to it. Not like in a jokey manner. Like she means it. That was just off. And then they cut all her hair off, changed her suit. I was like, oh, I don't really like this character model. And that's fine to not like character models. Character models are what, it's a visual art form. Character models are very important. But Captain Marvel, I'm sorry, it's not called Captain Marvel. It's called, what's it called? The Marvels. Yeah, the Marvels. It changed my whole look on Captain Marvel now. I actually like her. In this movie, she had a little bit of charisma when she was talking. I'm not going to spoil it right now. But when she was talking to Fury, she has some charisma to it. I like that she has a personality now. I wouldn't call this a spoiler. But if you think maybe it will be, skip ahead like 20 seconds. But she's a lonely person, right? And I can feel for that. A lot of people can feel for that. And in the movie, she's like, oh, it's good to have people around me right now. Because, it's been a while and she's a little lonely, right? So she got some friends with her, so it's good. I like that. She gets a little, character to her, a little human to her, right? Instead of being all perfect to and whatever. And, okay, well, that is a spoiler. I'm not going to spoil that, okay? What she does in the movie, I'm not going to spoil that. But I think people are just mean. And I think 90% of the people who talk about the Marvels didn't even watch it. It's just repeating what other people said. Because back to what I said at the beginning, they're always talking about how much money you made. How much money you made does not mean it is a good or bad movie. A lot of movies make low money, they bomb, but they are good movies. Rise of the Guardians, DreamWorks, you ever seen Rise of the Guardians? Bombed at the box office. That's my number one DreamWorks movie. Okay, that movie rivals Shrek 2 for me, and to some other people, Shrek 1. Okay, I will defend Rise of the Guardians. A couple of other movies did the same thing, right? I can't name them right now, Rise of the Guardians off the top of my head. But just because it didn't make break even or whatever doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's a good movie through and through. The villain is good. The villain is I'm not gonna say relatable, but relatable, right? You can understand her. You understand her motivations. You kind of root for her, because I was rooting for her, but I was also rooting for the Marvels. Because what she did with the villain, she is 100% a villain. She needs to be 100% stopped. But her motivation, what she wants to do, I am on board with that. But her execution, how she goes about it, no, we can't do that, because it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, that's just my first impressions. I'm going to come back with the spoilers. Take care. I'll see y'all next time.